In June in 2016, just before that, about half a year or so before that, I started to get a call in my heart from here. In the middle of Australian desert, in the center of my country, is a massive crystalline structure called Uluru. It's a sacred place of the Australian Aboriginals. Now, the Australian Aboriginal culture has maintained harmony with Gaia, with Mother Earth, some say for 60,000 years. Silent stillness talks all the time. When you take yourself into silent stillness and your heart centered, you will heal and hear so much. So this gigantic crystal structure is going, Jasmuheen, come, step into my vortex. And it wouldn't shut up until I'd booked the airfare and said to my daughter, are you feeling the call? And she said, yes, I have to go too. So she and I went to this magical place. And when something is destined to be, it is effortless. I want to share. There's nothing to chase. When you take yourself into your pure nature, there's nothing to achieve, nothing to chase, nothing to activate. Everything just comes to you naturally when you've made a few heartfelt commitments. So let's say you've made the commitment that everything about your being as a pulsating system of energy, you are asking that everything transmissioning through you is beneficial for all sentient life through all realms, not just planet Earth. So that every word, every gesture, every energy transmission, every movement is transmitting that which is for the highest good of all. What do you think's going to happen? How is quantum intelligence going to respond to that? Do you think then that you can relax and you can enjoy every moment because you're working with a power that is so loving and so intelligent and so benevolent? And grace comes. So the first commitment is, how do we want to operate as a system of energy? Do we want to play the me, me, me game or the we, we game and serve the greater good? So my daughter and I, we got on the plane and it was so exciting. We could feel this energy transmitting from this rock. But beyond this rock, of course, is what the Aboriginal elders are holding. And the energy of the Aboriginals goes back to Lemuria. We have entered into the 6th golden age, and I'm going to show you a little movie on that shortly. So with the Aboriginal community, they have been in contact with UFOs. We have regular sightings of UFOs in the Australian desert. They know they come from the stars. So they're always in deep communion with the star beings from the different systems. So we set up a guided tour because how you access the rock is highly controlled by the Aboriginal elders. When we arrived, there was a new energy man. I will call this man an indigo child. Now the indigos, at about age 23, this man, they're telepathic, they know what's happening, they've committed to this, be part of support for this new stage in evolution. So he was switched on. He looked at my daughter and he looked at me and he said, "Ah, you've come. Good." Now he's taking the group of tourists around the rock, and I'm dropping back because I didn't know why I'd been called, but I had to stay in my heart and I had to stay present and in the theta frequency brain wave pattern, which we are given through meditation. So as I'm dropping back, he said to my daughter, "Ah, she's doing her work. We knew she'd come." Now that same rock had called the year before the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama did not come to give a conference. He came to do whatever the rock had called him to do, which is a giant energy vortex. So as I'm walking around the rock, a dimensional door opens beside me, and I found out later it was the point of entry of sacred women's business. So as I stopped, I could feel the vortex with the sacred women. It's like, okay, I'm here, I'm listening. They imprinted in my mind power words that they wanted me to sing. And they wanted me to walk around the rock 3 times. It's 12 kilometers. I'm not that fit. So I thought, and we didn't have the time with the group. So I thought, okay, I can split myself in 3. That's easy. You just extend your energy body. So 3 of me walked around the rock at the same time, singing the chants. As I sang the sacred words they gave me, I could feel the blending of the matrix of energy I carry with the matrix of energy with Uluru and this sacred crystalline structure. Now, what is fascinating is that the Aboriginal people are a highly private people, and when the work was done, they erased my mind of the words. You cannot walk 12 kilometers singing a song and forget the words. But as soon as it was done, boom. So I couldn't tell you the words of the song, and it wasn't important. We begin here because we want to say to you that if you are someone who has finished a major pattern of energy in your service agenda, you will still get called through your heart to do little deliveries, to do little blendings, little mixing. And for me, that was one. So Uluru is the most amazing energy vortex, and everything now is blending and moving and mixing together. After Uluru, I had this incredible call in my heart to go to Tibet. And so when I was in China, I took a group of our people from China, and we went. As we're flying over the Himalayas and Mount Kailash, a sacred, sacred mountain, we could feel the heart responding. It's like, oh, it's so exciting. It's like something is happening here. Again, silent stillness to feel. When you're too busy here analyzing, why have I been called? What's going on? You block what you need to sense and feel. As our plane came down and we were greeted by those who were going to guide us through the different places in Tibet, I got on the back of the bus and I closed my eyes, and immediately I was hooked into the most amazing vortex I can ever describe. And I want to energetically imprint it here because it's connected to this vortex. I come from a line of visionaries. My grandmother, my mother, they're all talented in many, many things, yet everybody is telepathic, everybody is clairvoyant, everybody is an empath, everybody has this capability. We've just got to get in the zone where that's active within us. So as I came in and I was sitting on the bus, straight away, my heart just crying, love flowing through me. It was overwhelming. And I looked on the inner plane, and I saw the most beautiful spinning prayer wheel in golden light. And in that spinning prayer wheel that was sending energy right around the world, imprinted is the highest teachings of the Kala Chakra of Buddhism. Then Sanskrit started coming. Then all the ancient languages, the languages of light. I could see it all imprinted. I looked down and I saw the ley lines feeding this energy wheel. And at the end of the ley lines were holographic bubbles of all the ancient wisdoms as they exist in the here and now. The time of Jesus, of Buddha, of Lao Tzu, of all the ancient masters, of every single religion in the world that was contained in a hologram, and it was feeding into this prayer wheel all its wisdom. It was as if the whole fields had decided to release, to unify into one energy vortex, the highest teachings that have ever been issued on earth, that have ever come forth on earth. Now that was fascinating, pulsating light. I looked above and I could see the multi-dimensional realms. All the star systems that exist in unity were also feeding this spinning prayer wheel. And then there's this vortex of energy going round and round in the torus pattern that you've seen in the movie Thrive. I hear the words, 333 by 333 by 333, 333 high, 333 down into the earth, 333 wide. And I know that's the energy of the goddess. The energy of the divine feminine, of the goddess, is the pattern of 333. And so I'm aware, my awareness, I hear the voice of the goddess. And they say, you must tell them that we proclaim the golden age has begun. The golden age has begun. And the energy matrix for this, see it, witness it, and it goes right around the world. So here we have a spinning vortex that is sending energetically all around our world the perfect blend of all the highest wisdom as food, energetic food for 7.5 billion people. I like that. Do you like that? So, at first I resisted and thought, no, I can't proclaim the golden age is here. And they said, you must have this message. So bravely, I went home and I sent out my newsletter and Facebook postings to around 30,000 people. And I got so many saying, Jasmuheen, how can you dare proclaim the golden age is here when there's just been this situation in Barcelona, in Los Ramblos, with the terrorism, with Donald Trump, with the North Korean, with people being raped and abused and starving children. And from that, I received the call to put together this next movie. Because the focus of our sharing and the beginning of true unity consciousness must begin with a flip of reality. It's about dominant frequencies. So Tibet, this is our group working with the energy there. But what's happening in Tibet is very powerful. As I walked through the streets in Tibet, something really amazing happened. I started to feel and pay attention to the people in Tibet. What were they doing? I have never seen anything like it. All the people, malas, malas, mantras, nobody wasting mental energy, all in prayer. So the energy support of the people in the city of Lhasa and Tibet is so powerful. And you know their prayer? Peace for all, peace for all, peace for all, peace for all. Om Namah Shivaya or Om Mani Padme Hum. Peace for all. That's all they do 24 hours a day. No wasted mental energy, just an incredible service for our world. Do you think that strengthens the vortex? Of course it does.